Trump signals U.S. may ease Iran oil sanction enforcement to help rebuild country. And then on the other hand, you have this article from Newsweek, 4 signs Iran and Israel could restart their war. So get out of here. The first one we'll go through. No, that's not cream soda. It's a I know it looks like it's one of these nootropic drinks that's supposed to make you happy or whatever. I don't think it's doing well. But no, it's not cream soda, unfortunately. If it was, it'd have to be 0 calorie for me. But anyway, so you have this one. Trump has said, hey, the conflict's over. Maybe we'll ease the oil sanctions and the uranium stuff to help help Iran rebuild, right? Because Trump's trying to do that. I honestly do think out of all the stuff in his heart, I think Trump really is trying these things. I do. But at the same time, I also think that he's just stuck in a place where it's not going to work because he's just caught in the middle of something that's far greater than him. That's just much bigger than him. And so I thought I saved it, but I guess I didn't. There was a report that Trump wanted to open up the no, I don't drink beer. Catholic Jedi. I don't drink beer. That's a funny one, Bellator. I almost made that joke. You actually got it. So Trump's trying to do this. And he says, hey, we'll ease up the sanctions, help rebuild the country. At the NATO summit, Trump indicated that China might be allowed to keep buying oil from Iran despite existing sanctions. Following the 12-day war, the production levels increased. Trump maintained that maximum pressure on Iran, including oil sanctions, remained, but hinted at possibly easing enforcement to help Iran rebuild its economy. The potential easing might increase Iranian oil on global markets, affecting prices and geopolitical dynamics, while some are just saying that, this is really what Trump's trying to say. They need money. So Trump's trying to just placate as many sides as possible, and I get that. They're going to need money to put that country back in shape. We want to see that happen. Trump said a day earlier that China can continue to purchase Iranian oil. Just trying to ensure that not having as many sanctions on the Iranians will kind of ease the tension. If they're allowed to rebuild, maybe they can go away. However, Trump's in a what are you doing? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Trump's in a problem because everybody and their mother wants war. Everybody does. This is from, who wrote this? Amir Tafari, who specializes in stuff from the Middle East, apparently. 4 signs the Iran and Israel could restart their war. I'll give you 2 right now. Here's your first one. This is from disclose.tv. Israel did not destroy all of Iran's highly enriched uranium. The U.S.-Israel position is that Iran will be asked to hand over that material, said Israel's defense minister. Read that first sentence again. We'll read it again. Israel and the U.S., by extension, did not destroy all of Iran's highly enriched uranium. Israel has now come out and said, Trump's like, we blew it up. It's no more. We put bombs in everything. Boom, boom. Bombs over Baghdad. John McCain's proud. Blah, 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 blah. Obliteration. Yeah. And we're all celebrating that. And they're like, we're going after the leaker. Said we didn't do it. Now Israel's like, yeah, by the way, they still have uranium. What did you do for 12 days? What did you do for 12 days? Oh, okay. And if that's not enough, you have warmongers from both sides of the aisle pushing the same narrative.
Listen, to me, it still appears that we have only set back the Iranian nuclear program by a handful of months. There's no doubt there was damage done to the program. But the allegations that we have obliterated their program just don't seem to stand up to reason. I just do not.
Guys, I'm telling you, the taste was given. The taste of war has been given to the military industrial complex and to the Israelis. They are not going to stop until there is a ground war in Iran. I know, and that's why I went after Crowder the other day, even though like 18 people saw it outside of you guys. Because Crowder is going after everything like the war is done, like the war is over. And I am telling you, that is not the case. That is not the case by far. This war they will still continue to beat the drums of this, and Trump still has 3 years left. Trump still has 3 years left. I know it feels like forever. Trump's only 6 months into his term. So the idea that this is done is farcical at best.
I think the president was telling the truth when he said this program was obliterated. There's certainly damage done to the program, but there is there's still significant remaining capability. I walk away from that briefing still under the belief that we have not obliterated the program. The president was deliberately misleading the public.
Now Dems are going to try and use that as, hey, Trump undersold this, man. You're still in danger. And it doesn't help when the other side of the aisle, the uniparty, is singing the same tune.
The program was obliterated at those 3 sites, but they still have ambitions. I don't know where the 900 pounds of highly enriched uranium exists, but it wasn't part of the target set.
So you have both of these, you have the Republicans and the Democrats coming out saying, yeah, it was obliterated there, but it still exists. And now you have Israel saying, yeah, we didn't get it all. So now you have the deep state, the uniparty, the military industrial complex, and the government of Israel all lined up against the president of the United States, demanding further action, demanding it. I am telling you, this thing is not done. It is not done by any means. I wish it was done. I wish it was. And that's why everybody got me wrong when they were like, what war? There's not going to be a war. God, you don't realize the amount of things that Trump and his guys are against. That they are against.
That in light of that several years, when the administration is saying this is obliterated, it suggests that they're not able to build a weapon. But you're saying in several years, perhaps they'll be able to.
That's what I'm saying. They're obliterated today, but you can reconstitute.
Right? They'll rebuild them, guys. So we got to go back in and make sure the job is done. By the way, this happened today. Anybody see this happen? This happened today. Alleged targeted assassination attempt in Tehran. Israel and local media says 2 members of the IRGC and a nuclear scientist were killed in this assassination. How long do you think this is going to continue, this ceasefire? This ceasefire is already broken. Guys, this ceasefire is already broken. The Israelis aren't going to... Somebody just happened to shoot a rocket right into the one room. Who did it? Who did it? That's the question. Anyway, after ceasefire broken by President Trump this week, which, as I just showed you, is already broken. 2 weeks ago, Israel launched strikes against this, blah, blah, blah. Why does it matter? The Iran-Israel conflict has shaped security landscape of the entire Middle East with the potential to ignite broader regional war and draw in global powers. New conflict could disrupt vital energy supplies. Iran's nuclear infrastructure. I just showed you. We are already seeing from officials on both sides of the aisle saying, by the way, it didn't work. You have the Israelis, by the way, they still have more. You weren't going to be able to placate, and I know what Trump was trying to do, and I give him credit for trying it, even though I was 100% against the military action, because now you've given them an opening for it. I'm not saying Trump's being played. I think Trump was trying to thread the needle as best he could in this situation. And I don't think it's backfiring. I just think it's going to spiral out. But despite the damage, U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency assessment states the attack only delayed Iran's nuclear progress by months, not destroying it, and key infrastructure remains operational. Meanwhile, the International Atomic Energy Agency recently reported that Iran has firmer limited inspector access and increased uranium stockpiles beyond agreed limits. So these are, I don't know what this is. This is a nice map. I don't know what the map means, but this is Israeli air. Oh, okay. This is just what the war has done. And look how many missile impacts you have in Israel compared to Iran. And so you have a lot more action going on here. Both sides accuse each other of violating the truth. Israel launched retaliatory strikes on Iranian missile facilities, sparking Trump's frustration. Iran missile strikes on Beersheba apartment buildings around the time, killed 4 civilians. Iran said the missiles have been fired before. Covert operations. Iran says it's arrested over 700 individuals accused of working with Israeli intelligence, dismantling what authorities describe as a major Mossad-linked espionage network. So you have them happening. You have Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu hailing a recent military campaign as a historic victory and warned if someone in Iran tries to restore the program, which we're being told was never really destroyed, we will act with the same determination and the same power, which is meaning he's going to run to the U.S. for help. His message underscored Israel's readiness to strike again. In turn, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian declared the outcome a great victory. The ceasefire may only offer a temporary respite, with Iran saying its nuclear program is still intact. And now you have the Israelis and the Republicans and the Democrats all saying this. Unless the U.S. can broker an enforceable agreement, this fragile peace could soon unravel. I'm just saying everything is on the wall here. More likely to happen in the next 2 to 10 years. World War III, Civil War, both. Nothing happens. Great reset. I don't think World War III happens for letter A. I think we go into Iran and we get our never-ending. The deep state gets its land war in Asia. It's wanted a land war in Iran for 20 years. We played the clip. Iran has always been the crown jewel of the invasion plans. Iraq was just kind of a stepping stone to that. Civil War 2.0, I think you'll see more fracturing. I don't think you'll actually see guys with guns fighting each other in the street. I think you'll see further fractioning happening here in these United States. And I think the never-ending war in Iran and the fracturing could lead to a great reset of some sort. So I don't know if that's a good answer, but I don't think we get World War III. I think the Israelis get what they want because they got it last time. I mean, how the evidence is overwhelming. They wanted the U.S. to bomb Iranian facilities. They wanted them to bomb Fordo, and we did it. That's the problem. My argument has always been our foreign policy is being dictated by a foreign government. And now the pieces are being put on the table, and all it's going to take, guys, is one false flag by whoever, the Israelis, the Iranians, the CIA, whoever. Listen, I'm full Alex Jones here. All it's got to take is one of these by, and Jones has been right more than he's been wrong. All it's got to take is one false flag to get the U.S. ginned up. Also, think about economic factors. I think it was Michael Thomas said a day or two. He said sometime this week that war is always based on economic indicators. And if you look at the fact that our economy is not rebounding as strongly as some had hoped, gas is down, blah, blah, blah. Jobs are still hard to find. The labor participation rate is not great. If the midterms look like they're not going to go well, guys, or let's say the dollar, you got the dollar, which is on the brink. Also, think about this. War is a great way to transition to digital currency. And now, because war is a great way to reset things. So I guess your reset questions, even if it is a never-ending war, a war at any point is a reset option. So I don't, everybody, and I give Trump credit for trying. I give Trump credit for trying. And I said it the other day when he was like, they don't know what the frig they're doing. They don't know what the frig they're doing. I think that was just frustration because he really thinks that he's dealing with people who are honestly dealing with him. Right? Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal and a liar. Guy's been lying about Iran having a bomb for 30 years. So that's, I think Trump is going to do everything he can, because I still would like to believe that Trump could. I'm trying to believe the best, but I think this situation may be out of his control. So that's what I'm just saying to people, and that's why I have a problem with guys like Crowder and others being like, the war's over, you idiot. What are you talking about? It's like, it's not, though. It's not. It's not in any way, shape, or form. And if we get any kind of action, gas is going to go through the roof. There was a Truth Social post from Trump the other day where he was like, you guys got to start drilling more oil. You got to start drilling more. Drill more oil. Drill more oil. Yeah, that's because if they go after it and we get into a land war in Iran, that's going to impact oil globally. So just understand all of that.